Eamon walks from the store to her friend's house 2 miles away, and it takes her 35 minutes. Part A asks, what fraction represents her constant speed, c? We talked today in class that the distance divided by the time is the constant speed. So here, our distance is 2 miles, and our time is 35 minutes. So c equals 2 over 35. Part B says write a fraction that represents her constant speed, c, if she walks y miles in 10 minutes. Distance goes on top, time goes on bottom. So here, the constant speed is y divided by 10. C tells us to write and solve a proportion using the fractions from part A and B to determine how many miles she walks after 10 minutes. We have to use both fractions, and for them to remain proportional, we want those to be equal to each other. We use the strategy from the previous lesson. Cross multiply. 2 times 10 is 20, and 35 times y is 35y. Now we can divide. Divide both sides by 35, and we end up with y equals 20 over 35. This is equal to about 0.57142, but it asks us to round to the hundredths place, so we want 2 decimal spaces. The 1 tells us to leave it. If it was a 5 or bigger, we would round up. So our value is approximately 0.57 miles in 10 minutes. For part D, we need a 2-variable equation. Y was our distance. So we're going to use another variable. Usually we use x, so we will make that our time in minutes. Using our constant from before, we have 2 over 35. Distance always goes on top, and time goes on the bottom. Cross multiply. And usually when we're solving for an equation, we want to leave it in terms of x. So we divide both sides by 35, and we get y is equal to 2/35 x. This is the equation for part D.